Hello and good evening everyone. I welcome you all to India's largest e-learning platform Unacademy, and I welcome you all to our channel of Gate Conqueror. We are into antenna CTQ series, concept through question series. This is part 4. Before we start the session, let me introduce myself. I am G C Reddy. And 15 plus years of experience in teaching, guiding and mentoring GATE and ESE aspirants. Yeah, hi, how are you all? Worked as motivation speaker, pan-India from the past 12 years. Expert in field theory and communications. This is official Gate Conqueror channel Telegram link. You can join us on Telegram dear, so that you can get a personal level support from all the faculties of Gate Conqueror channel. And as you know, tomorrow 8 p.m. we'll have the launch of 4 eminent, efficient, wonderful faculties included into the Gate Conqueror channel, and we are ready to go and complete Gate 2023 syllabus and ESE 2023 syllabus comprehensively in English. Now this is a full-fledged channel with all the resources required to complete comprehensive syllabus for GATE 2023 and ESE 2023. Do not forget to stay tuned. 10th April, 8 p.m. session to know who all are joining us in the Gate Conqueror team. Unacademy offers 2 paid platforms. Plus subscription. There is iconic subscription. In plus subscription, you got to have the FaceTime of legendary faculties in the form of live classes, weekly test, structured courses, unlimited access, rank improvement batches, and crash courses. In Iconic, we have all these features. Along with that, we have a personal coach for one-on-one guidance, dedicated doubt clearing educators to clear your doubts, preparatory study material, personalized test analysis, study booster sessions, and customized study planner. Going for a plus subscription or iconic subscription, I recommend you to go for a no-cost EMI. The total cost will be divided by number of months. And also you can use our team code KNR10 to avail maximum benefit. Iconic subscription, 1:1 live mentoring, increasing your chance of getting a top rank. This GATE and ESE iconic subscription and their benefits, where you have a personal coach for 1:1 live mentoring, you get online study material, you get priority in ask a doubt session, you have live doubt solving, study booster sessions, priority in raise a hand, open house with educators, community learning, and including all the benefits of Plus. Take an iconic subscription to take your preparation to the next level, dear. You get free physical notes, GATE iconic 1 year and above subscription. The notes will be disbursed from the last week of May. This notes includes comprehensive syllabus coverage curated by India's top educators, solved examples, and it is available for all the branches like electrical, EC, mechanical, civil, and computer science. Unacademy store opening at Jaipur. You can visit today and tomorrow. You can register now. Registration is mandatory. You can register by using the code KNR10. This 2023 and 2024, this Unacademy Lite subscription, which is mix of topic and subject wise mock test, access to structured test series, detailed solution and performance analysis. Subscribe for this test series. Use our code KNR10. This Unacademy Ask a Doubt feature, where you can ask unlimited number of doubts, available on app and website. You can ask up to 3 doubts at a go. Available in your preferred and solution, you can get it in your preferred language. It's also very easy to ask a doubt. Just click, crop and submit. You can get in touch with our counselor if you have any doubt in preparation journey, subscriptions or latest offers. And this is the number which you need to dial to get in touch with our counselor. These are special class features which includes interactive live classes, polls for the learners, raise hand option. You never miss a class when the notification is on. You can download the lecture notes then and there, and you can access anytime and anywhere. These are the new batches, dear. We approximately start 7 to 8 new batches every week. These are the new batches. Resilience, droppers batch for GATE 2023. Start on March 30 for electrical explained bilingual. Resilience, droppers batch for GATE 2023. Started March 30 for ECE explained bilingual. Evolve GATE 2023 started April 6th for electrical explained bilingual. Evolve GATE 2023 started April 6th for electrical explained bilingual. Ascend GATE 2024 for electrical explained bilingual started April 6th. Ascend GATE 2024 for electrical explained bilingual started April 6th. These are all the new batches, dear. For all these new batches, use our team code KNR10. Avail extra 10% off. We are into antennas, CTQ series, concept through question series, As I told you, we are ready to comprehensively finish the syllabus for GATE 2023 and ESE 2023. And at GATE Conqueror channel, I take the responsibility for finishing off EMFT, GATE 2023 and ESE 2023. This EMFT, as you know, has 5 modules. In this 5 modules, Module 1 is elements of EMF theory. Module 2 EM wave propagation. Module 3 is transmission lines. Module 4 is waveguides. And Module 5, optical fiber communication and antennas. Good evening, good evening. Srikanth, good evening, dear. Yeah. Any doubts you can ask? Any doubts you can ask, dear? Module 1 is common for EC and electrical. This complete syllabus for electrical, a part of the syllabus for ECE. For this we have created a playlist. With 40 videos and 50 hours of content. Generally for elements of EMF theory, maximum content available on YouTube will be around 8 to 10 hours. Against that, here we had 50 hours of syllabus idea. We have 50 hours of content for Module 1. Module 2, EM wave propagation. We already have a playlist for this. 15 videos, 30 hours of content. Videos and 30 hours of content. 90% of the syllabus is done here. Mostly tomorrow we'll complete the rest of the syllabi also. Immediately once EM wave propagation is done, it will start transmission lines and waveguides. For antennas, created a playlist with 18 videos, $38 of content. This is exclusively dealt here like never before. Antennas, this syllabi that we had covered will be useful for GATE, engineering services and any other competitive exam. It's just like an antennas Wikipedia. Everything about antennas we had covered in this, and this playlist has the title Antennas Maha Marathon Series. OFC, very small topic, 8 to 10 hours of content will be there. I'll try to take a separate series for this. So right now what is available is for module 1, 50 hours of content available, completed. Module 2, 30 hours of content is available, 90% completed. Module 3, 4 not done. Module 5, 38 hours of content is done. Almost it is done, but I want to take some more practice questions on this. So I say 90%. Total 118 hours is done. And in module 3 and module 4 and rest of the small 10% content in 2 and 5. I'm planning to take 1 or 2 more hours, making EMFT total of 220 hours content. Maximum EMFT content that will be available on any YouTube channel will be 30 to 35 hours. But what we are offering at GATE Conqueror is 220 hours of syllabi. Just you can imagine, you can prepare for any exam, and besides this main content, we also have separate playlist for antennas, MCQ series, and now we are doing antennas CTQ. These are different again. Other than these 2 playlists, we have 3 more playlists related to EMFT. And of course, we have 1 more playlist on the channel regarding communications also. Yeah. Is that clear? Is that clear, dear? So we are supposed to, just a second. We are supposed to complete the syllabi comprehensively for GATE 2023. So as a part of that, lot of syllabus is already done in EMFT. In module 1, which is elements of EMF theory, common for both ECE and electrical, complete syllabus for electrical and part of syllabus for ECE. Elements of EMF theory. As I told you, we created a playlist on this. With 40 videos and 50 hours of content. What we covered here is Part 1 Basics, Part 2 Static Field Theory, and Part 3 Time Varying Field Theory. What we covered under basics. In basics, there are two parts into it. Elements of vector calculus, and coordinate system. In elements of vector calculus, we covered topics like scalar quantity, what is a scalar, dear? What is a scalar? Yeah. How do you define scalar? How do you define scalar, dear? Anyone? How can we define scalar? A scalar is something which has only magnitude but no direction. The examples of scalars: distance, time, pressure, power, voltage, current, work done, and so on. Most of them, they get confused here with current, of course mass and all. Where they get confused here is current. I can say most of them. Around 90%. Students feel that current is not a scalar, it's a vector, because they feel that current is having both magnitude and direction. So they will be of that feeling that current is not a scalar, it's a vector. But the fact is, current is scalar. And I also had done a wonderful video on this, explaining why current is scalar. I've done a video on this, please go through it. You'll understand very clearly why current is scalar. Second, we have seen vector quantity. A vector is one which has both magnitude and direction and which obeys what? Important twist. Which obeys what? Which obeys vector addition. Which obeys vector addition. Such things are called as vectors. Examples: displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, dipole moment, both electric dipole moment and magnetic dipole moment. Electric dipole moment P is QD, magnetic dipole moment IA. Torque, all these are vector quantities which has both magnitude and direction and which obeys vector addition. Third one, unit vector. Unit vector always gives you the direction of vector. Examples: if you take Cartesian coordinate system, unit vectors are AX, AY, AZ. These are vectors in the direction of X, Y, Z. Clear? These are three basic fundamental quantities. Then we've seen addition of vectors. Just like we add numbers here, just like we add numbers, can we add vectors in that way here? Just like we add numbers, can we add vectors? Just like we add numbers, we cannot add vectors, am I right? So in order to add these vectors, we have addition of vectors. First one, Parallelogram Law of Addition. Second, Triangular Law, are also called as head to tail rule, also called as head to tail rule. These are two types of addition of vectors. These are two ways of adding vectors, dear. In detailed explanation about this is done in the playlist, dear. Please go to the playlist for in detailed understanding of addition of vectors. Then we went for basic laws of vectors. In basic laws of vectors, we had seen commutative law, associative law, and distributive law. Commutative law, we have seen commutative law of addition. Can anyone tell me what is commutative law of addition, dear? What is commutative law of addition? Anyone? What is commutative law of addition? Okay, let us take A and B are two vectors. Now for this you tell me what is commutative law of addition. If A and B are two vectors, A plus B is equal to B plus A. This is commutative law of addition. Multiplication, if K is a scalar and A is a vector, commutative law of multiplication, K into A is equal to A into K. Okay? Is this clear? Next, let us see associative law. What is associative law of addition? Anyone? Now, A, B, C are three vectors. What is associative law of addition? A, B, C are three vectors. What is associative law of addition? Is there anyone? What it is? If A, B, C are three vectors, A plus of B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Remember, in associative, the order will not change. In associative, the order will not change. And someone tell me, associative law of multiplication. Associative law of multiplication, dear. If K and L are two scalars, A is a vector, K into L into A is K into L into A. Associative law of multiplication. Last one, very interesting. Distributive law. You should listen very carefully here. Distributive law. K into A plus B. K into A plus B is equal to KA plus KB. Distributive law of addition. Now please someone tell me what is distributive law of multiplication. Good evening, Bhaskar. Tomorrow we'll start here, transmission lines, okay? Tomorrow we'll finish EM wave propagation and we'll start transmission lines, okay? EM wave propagation, how many topics are left out, Bhaskar? Only one topic, no? Reflection and diffraction of plane waves. Only one that topic is left out in that series. I'll finish that topic there. Then we'll start transmission lines. Okay. Please go through. That was a wonderful series, Bhaskar. EM wave propagation series also is a wonderful series, dear. Especially problems on pointing theorem and all. Recently, wave polarization loss factor. Some wonderful concepts we have discussed. Numericals were solved. Okay. Please go through the series and can you tell me what is distributive law of multiplication? Wonderful. How was the table? Was it useful? That is customized one, designed by me. You can't find in textbooks and all. Distributive law of multiplication. Anyone? Distributive law of multiplication. Yes, dear. You referred so many YouTube videos. You can't find them in those videos anyways. I designed it, done analysis so that it will be easy for students. Generally what they do is like they explain wave propagation separately. Wave propagation in free space separately, material separately, and good conductors separately, good dielectrics, perfect dielectrics separately. The table is one which brings all of them together. That analysis is like very important. Distributive is ambiguity. Is an ambiguity, you mean to say. No ambiguity, not defined. Why ambiguity? Ambiguity means there is a confusion. No confusion, Bhaskar. Not defined, no, but not defined, not defined, not defined. It is not defined. Then we had seen multiplication of vectors. In multiplication of vectors, we had seen dot product, are also called as scalar product. The dot product will result in a scalar quantity. Second, cross product, or vector product. You mean electrostatics and magnetostatics. Tomorrow, wonderful faculty will be launched. Tomorrow, some more very good faculties are going to be launched in our channel, dear. Full-fledged YouTube videos you can enjoy. And seriously, they'll start GATE 2023 coverage. The syllabus coverage will be done for GATE 2023 and ESE 2023. And very soon I'll finish EMFT. Probably tomorrow we'll complete EM wave propagation. In multiplication of vectors, it's in dot product, scalar product, cross product, or vector product. And also we have seen this dot product and cross product obeys which basic laws? The dot product will obey commutative, associative and distributive or not. And cross product will obey commutative, associative and distributive or not. We have discussed. Please go refer the playlist. That's a long story now. Very clearly explained in the playlist. Please go to the playlist. One of my favorite topics, this is multiplication of vectors. Because it has so much to do with the syllabi of EMFT. For a better understanding of EMFT, you need to understand this topic in a good way. Seventh one, del operator. Del and its properties. Del is given by the reverse of delta. Is called as vector differential operator. Vector differential operator or spatial derivative operator. Del is given by dou by dou x of ax, dou by dou y of ay plus dou by dou z of az. It is a vector in itself, having unit vectors ax, ay, az. And what it does is differentiation. Therefore, it is called as vector differential operator or spatial derivative operator because it is doing derivative with respect to spatial coordinates x, y, z. Is that clear? Once we have defined this del, also we have seen the properties of del. Anyone, what are the properties? What are the properties of del? When del operated for a vector is a dot product written as del dot A is read as divergence of A, divergence of any vector. Del is a vector, A is a vector, dot product of two vectors is a scalar quantity. Therefore, I can say divergence of A is a scalar quantity, or in simple, divergence of any vector is a scalar quantity. The first property. Next is curl. Del cross A gives you curl of A, rotation of A, and curl of A is a vector quantity. And in terms of divergence, dear, if this divergence is 0, A is said to be divergence-less vector or solenoidal vector. If this divergence is positive, A is source. If this divergence is negative, A is sink. Similarly, del cross A is called curl of A. It gives you the rotation of A, orientation of A. If that rotation or orientation is 0, A is irrotational vector. A is irrotational vector. It cannot be rotated. If this curl is not equal to 0, A is rotational vector which can be rotated. And for divergence-less vector, example is del dot B is 0, B is divergence-less. For source, del dot D is rho V. Divergence is positive. The source, del dot is minus rho V. Divergence is negative. It is sink. Rho V positive charge acts as source. Minus rho V negative charge acts as sink. Curl is 0, irrotational vector. Example, del cross C is 0. Static electric field is irrotational. Rotation not equal to 0 or rotational vector. Del cross H is equal to J. Rotation is not equal to 0. It's a rotational vector. Static electric field is a irrotational vector and static magnetic field is rotational vector. Del directly operate on a scalar is read as gradient of V or gradient of that scalar. Gradient of any scalar is a vector quantity. Example, E is equal to minus del V. V is electric potential scalar. Del of it is electric field intensity vector. These are del and its properties, dear. Then we are seeing vector identities. Anyone? Can anyone help me in vector identities, dear? What are these vector identities? Vector identities, two famous vector identities. Divergence of curl of any vector is 0. Very good, Bhaskar. Curl of gradient of any scalar is 0. With this we complete elements of vector calculus. Second part, is coordinate system. In coordinate system, the first to discuss is types of coordinate systems. What are the types of coordinate system, dear? Types of coordinate system. Cartesian coordinate system, also called as rectangular coordinate system. Second, cylindrical coordinate system or circular coordinate system. Third one, spherical coordinate system. In Cartesian coordinate system, the coordinates are x, y, z. Cylindrical coordinate system, the coordinates are rho, phi, z. In spherical coordinate system, the coordinates are r, theta, phi. And of course, we have defined this and also given the definition for each of these coordinates. Very important topic, dear. Please refer the playlist. Refer the playlist, dear. Types of coordinate system. These are types of coordinate system. Then we are seeing point transformation. How to transform a point from one coordinate system to another coordinate system. It's also some wonderful topic there. Point transformation. Please refer the playlist. Then we are seeing unit vector relations. How unit vectors are interrelated. What are unit vectors? In Cartesian coordinate system, coordinates are x, y, z. Unit vectors are ax, ay, az. In cylindrical coordinate system, coordinates are rho phi z, unit vectors are a rho, a phi, a z. Spherical coordinate system, coordinates are r, theta, phi. Unit vectors are a r, a theta, a phi. How these unit vectors are internally related. Wonderful topic here. Again, just go to the playlist where you can see the complete derivation, matrix approach derivations regarding unit vector relations. Then we made an attempt to understand differential length, differential surface and differential volume. In all three coordinate system. Differential length, differential surface and differential volume in all three coordinate system. And also it is a wonderful shortcut. Was also explained in the playlist. Please go through it here. Then we had seen the topics like divergence, curl, gradient and Laplacian. These topics, again, shortcut is been explained how to write divergence, curl, gradient and Laplacian in all the three coordinate system. At this point, actually students, most of the students, they suffer at this point on understanding how to write divergence, curl, gradient and Laplacian in all the three coordinate systems. Wonderful shortcut was explained here. Only one formula for divergence. You can write in all Cartesian, cylindrical and spherical. Only one for curl, one for gradient, one for Laplacian. 4 into 3, 12. Instead of 12, only we have 4 now. And 3 into 3, 9 for DL, DS, DV. We have only 3. So total, instead of 21 formulas, we boiled it down to only 7 formulas. This is where things are made very, very simple. The coordinate system is a very important part of the basics dear. This is the first part, that is basics. Now, elements of EMF theory. The second part is static field theory. The second part is static field theory. The second part is static field theory. And magnetostatics. Under electrostatics, we discussed important laws like Coulomb's law, Coulomb's law is a generalized law that governs electrostatics. It is the generalized law that governs electrostatics. Coulomb's law is a generalized law that governs electrostatics. Let's see applications of Coulomb's law. In applications of Coulomb's law, we have seen line charge, surface charge and volume charge. Then we have seen Gauss law. Gauss law is a special law that governs electrostatics and can be defined only on Gaussian surfaces. And Gaussian surface is one which is symmetric with respect to charge distribution. We have seen applications of Gauss law or point charge, line charge, surface charge and volume charge. This is generalized law and this is special law. Then we have seen important terms like electric potential, also called as EMF, electromotive force, it's a voltage. We have seen relation between E and V, which is E is equal to minus del V. These are important topics and exclusive topics. Common topics I'll try to discuss later, okay? Then magnetostatics. Magnetostatics, study of static magnetic fields. The generalized law that governs magnetostatics is Biot-Savart law. Biot-Savart law and applications, where Biot-Savart law is the generalized law that governs magnetostatics. Applications is over line current, surface current and volume current. We went for after generalized law we went for a special law called as Ambience Law. According to Ambience Law, circulation of H is equal to current enclosed. The closed line integral of tangential component of magnetic field intensity around the closed loop is equal to the current enclosed by the loop. And for the special law called Ambience Law, an Ambience Law is defined only when there is an Amperian path. An Amperian path is something which is symmetric with respect to current distribution. It's in Ambience Law and applications. Applications is over line current, surface current and volume current. Line current is given by I, surface by K and volume by J. They are interrelated as IDL is equal to KDS is equal to JDV. Similar concept here, charge related to distributed charges. Q is equal to line integral of rho L dl, surface integral of rho S ds, volume integral of rho V dV. Now, the common topics that were discussed, both electrostatics and magnetostatics. And before common topics, we'll see some important topic here. Scalar magnetic potential. Scalar magnetic potential is also called as MMF, magnetomotive force. And this scalar magnetic potential is not defined everywhere. Wherever there is conductivity, you cannot define scalar magnetic potential. Therefore, we went for again vector magnetic potential given by A and is related to B as del cross A is equal to B. Interrelation between A and B. Unlike electrostatics, in magnetostatics there are two potentials, scalar magnetic potential and vector magnetic potential. Scalar magnetic potential is not defined in the regions where conductivity is zero, but vector magnetic potential is defined everywhere in the region. And this concept that scalar magnetic potential is not defined everywhere is called failure of MMF. So these are the topics that we have dealt exclusively for electrostatics and magnetostatics. The common topics are work done and energy density, Poisson's and Laplace equations, boundary conditions, in electrostatics we have discussed about capacitors and types. Here we discussed about inductors and types. In types of capacitor we have seen parallel plate, coaxial cable and spherical capacitor. Types of inductors we have seen solenoid and toroid. And the boundary conditions which are common. How many boundary conditions will be there here? Anyone? How many boundary conditions do we have? How many boundary conditions do you have? Anyone? How many boundary conditions do you have? The 4 boundary conditions. What are those? Tangential component of electric field intensity is continuous across the boundary of discontinuity. The first boundary condition. Which is unconditionally continuous. Given by ET1 is equal to ET2. Tangential component of electric field is continuous across the boundary of discontinuity. These boundary conditions are dielectric boundary conditions. Tangential component of electric field is continuous across the boundary of discontinuity. Normal component of electric flux density is continuous across the boundary of discontinuity. If and only if rho s is 0, where rho s is a surface charge that is deliberately placed on the boundary. Next is ST1 is equal to ST2. Tangential component of magnetic field intensity is continuous across the boundary of discontinuity. If only when K is 0, where K is the surface current that is deliberately placed on the boundary. In vector notation it is written as ST2 minus ST1 is equal to K cross AN. Clear? Conditionally continuous. Next one. Bn1 is equal to Bn2. Normal component of magnetic flux density is continuous across the boundary of discontinuity, unconditionally continuous. So that is what we have discussed in static field theory here. So from static field theory, what we discussed is, what we concluded finally, Maxwell equations. Maxwell equations for static fields. What are the Maxwell equations that you got for static fields? Equation number integral form, differential form, and source. Tell me dear, what's the first one? What is the first equation? Yes. What is the first equation? Equation number 1. Integral form. Closed surface integral of d dot ds is equal to volume integral of rho v dv. Differential form del dot d is equal to rho v. Source. Gauss law for electric fields. Second law, closed loop integral of E dot dl is equal to 0. Differential form. Del cross E is 0. Circulation of E is 0. Implies E is irrotational vector. Static electric field always move in straight line. As del cross E is 0. This was a property called conservative property of electric field. Third one, closed loop integral of h dot dl is equal to surface integral of j dot ds. What it is? Del cross h is equal to j. Only static electric field is conservative in nature. It is irrotational in nature, but not static magnetic field. Static magnetic field is rotational in nature, giving del cross h is equal to j. This is from Ambience Law. Question 4. Closed surface integral of B dot ds is 0. Expanding. Del dot B is equal to 0, which is called as non-existence of magnetic monopole. Also called as Gauss law for magnetic fields. These are Maxwell equations for static fields, dear, in which dot products, equation 1 and equation 4, will be same even for time varying fields. Only 2 and 3, the cross products will vary. The second equation is varied basing on Faraday's law. According to Faraday's law, closed loop integral of E dot dl is equal to surface integral of minus dou b by dou t dot ds. Integral form. Differential form. Del cross E is equal to minus dou b by dou t. Source. Okay. Faraday's law. Then closed loop integral of h dot dl is equal to surface integral of j plus jd dot ds. Differential form. Del cross h is equal to j plus jd. where J is conduction current density sigma E, JD is displacement current density dou D by dou T. And this is called as inconsistency of Ambience law. If these two equations, we are able to put this in this Maxwell equations for static fields, 2 and 3, if you are able to change, you will get a new set of equations which are called Maxwell equations for time varying fields. As you know, in these Maxwell equations, 1 and 4 are same, 2 and 3 are varied. Equation number 2. It's from Faraday's law. According to Faraday's law, the induced EMF within any closed path is equal to rate of change of flux linkage. And later on, Professor Heinrich Friedrich Emil Lenz introduced a negative sign stating that the induced EMF always opposes the flux produced it. VEMF is derived as integral of E dot dl, relation between V and E, minus d by dt of n into psi m, closed loop integral of E dot dl is equal to minus n into dou by dou t of psi m. For straight conductor, n is equal to 1 minus dou by dou t of psi m. Implies closed loop integral of E dot dl is equal to minus integral of dou by dou t surface integral of B dot ds. One second here. Okay. One second here. Yeah. Yeah. There's no minus here, am I right? Yeah. So, closed loop integral of E dot dl. Surface integral of minus dou b by dou t dot ds. It's called integral form of Maxwell third equation or Faraday's law. You can say Faraday's law is the second equation for time varying fields. Differential form del cross E is equal to minus dou b by dou t. Differential form. And from inconsistency of Ambience law, del cross H is equal to J will not satisfy vector identity because del dot del cross H divergence of curl of any vector 0. 0 is equal to del dot J. But you know del dot J is equal to minus dou rho V by dou T. This is from continuity equation, which is from conservative property of charge, which cannot go wrong. If del dot J is not 0, but it is minus dou rho V by dou T. In order to satisfy the vector identity and continuity equation, we need to add a term called JD. Where J is conduction current and density depends on the conductivity of the material given by sigma E. JD is displacement current density depends on time varying electric field. If the integral form looks like closed loop integral of h dot dl is equal to surface integral of j plus jd dot ds. The differential form del cross h is equal to j plus jd. So these are Maxwell equations for time varying fields. Adding these two, we'll get Maxwell equations for time varying fields. Okay. Maxwell equations for time varying fields is also done. That's third one, time varying field theory. Is that clear? These problems we'll do it in the next class, dear. Yes, thank you all for joining. Have a great day.